This lecture we'll see classification of signals. In previous lecture we have seen the basic types of signal, and that type was based on the type of independent variable, such as we have seen continuous time signal, discrete time signal, and that was based on the type of independent variable. Now the next classification is periodic and non-periodic signal. So it may be called as classification, or it may be also called as properties of signal. So continuous time and discrete time can also be called as property of signal. Continuous in time, that is continuous time signal. Discrete in time, that is called discrete time signal. Accordingly, we can have periodic and non-periodic signal. We may have even and odd signal. Again, we have energy and power signal. Deterministic and random signal. And based on the number of independent variables, as we have seen in the previous class, if the signal is based on one independent variable, that is called one dimensional, two dimensional, multidimensional. So these are the basic classification of signals, or it may be also called properties of signal. And one more important thing you need to remember, whatever properties we are going to see, these properties are valid for both the types of signal, that is continuous time signal as well as discrete time sequence. And again, we have seen the notation. Continuous time signal, we will call it as a function f of t, and discrete time signal we will call it as a sequence. So these two notations are very important that we will be frequently using in this course of signals and system. Now first of all, we will see the property periodicity, or it is called periodic signal. A signal which repeats itself after a fixed time period or interval is called periodic signal. It is indicated mathematically as x of t equal to x of t plus t0. Now whenever I am writing with respect to time, by default it indicates continuous time signal, and whenever I am writing in terms of n, such as x of n, it indicates discrete time sequence. So a signal is said to be periodic if it repeats itself after a fixed time period or interval is called periodic signal. So that is the mathematical representation of periodic signal. And whatever the period is there, t0, that t0 is called fundamental period. And this is the periodicity property for continuous time signal. A signal that repeats itself after a fixed time period or interval is called periodic signal, and that is the representation for continuous time signal, and that t0 is called fundamental period. Now the same property holds true for discrete time sequence also. Discrete time sequence will be indicated by x of n, that is x of n equal to x of small n plus capital N, and that capital N is called period of the signal. Now why it is indicated by capital N? Because in discrete time signal we will be having samples on x axis. So if it is repeating itself after a certain period, means it will be repeating itself after a certain number of samples, and those samples are indicated by capital N. capital N indicate the number of samples after which the sequence is going to repeat itself. So capital N is again called fundamental period for discrete time sequence. So these properties valid for continuous time signal as well as discrete time signal. A signal that repeats itself after a certain period, that is x of n equal to x of n plus capital N, that is called periodicity property for a sequence, and that capital N is called fundamental period. Now we will see the waveform for continuous time signal. Now this is the waveform for continuous time periodic signal. Now you can observe from the waveform, this is the example for sine waveform. It repeats itself after this fundamental period. After this period again the waveform is same. Again if I am drawing after this one, again that is going to be repeated. So this waveform repeats itself after a period capital T. That's why it is called periodic waveform. One period, second period, third period. So this is the periodic signal. So this type of signal is a sine of omega t, that is sine signal. X of t equal to a sine of omega t. So that is the first period, second period, accordingly third period. So that is the periodic waveform for continuous time signal. Again we may have for discrete time signal at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So these values are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again onwards same thing will be there, x of n. So that is the case for discrete time sequence. Discrete time sequence, it repeats itself after how many samples? Just look at here, 1, 2, 3. After this one again the same values are repeating. So it is going to repeat itself after 3 samples. So the fundamental period is going to be 3. So such type of signals are called periodic, which repeats itself after a certain period. Those signals will be called periodic, both for continuous time as well as for discrete time. Now the signals that don't satisfy periodicity property are going to be called non-periodic signal. X of t not equal to x of t plus t0, that is for discrete for continuous time signal. Again for discrete time signal, x of n not equal to x of n plus capital N. If this condition is not fulfilled, such type of signals will be called non-periodic signal. The example will be this decaying signal. This decaying signal is non-periodic, means it does not repeat itself after a certain period. So that was the case for non-periodic signal. Now we will see what are the important conditions for periodicity. So what is the first condition? A discrete time sinusoidal signal is periodic only if its frequency is rational. What is meant by frequency is rational? Frequency must be rational. Rational means it must be a ratio of two integers. So this is one of the most important condition for periodicity. So the sinusoidal signal is said to be periodic if its frequency Now, what is the relationship between time and frequency? Both are inversely proportional. If I say that fundamental period is t0, so the fundamental frequency will be f0. Frequency and time both are inversely proportional. So the first condition is that frequency must be a rational number. Rational means it must be the ratio of two integers. So that is the important condition for periodicity. Now we will see the proof for periodicity. We will take one of the signal. We can take any signal that is periodic, such as sine wave, cosine wave. These two signals are periodic signal. Now we need to prove that cosine signal is periodic, that is x of n equal to x of n plus capital N. That condition must be fulfilled. Now consider the signal x of n as x of n equal to a cos 2 pi f0 n plus theta. Now we are taking one input signal x of n and we are applying periodicity property to this signal, and we will check whether this signal is periodic. A signal is said to be periodic if it is going to fulfill this condition, that is x of n equal to x of n plus capital N, where a is the amplitude and theta is the phase. Now in this particular equation we will replace small n by n plus capital N. And what do we want? If I replace small n by small n plus capital N, these two equations must be same, means x of n must be equal to x of n plus capital N. Now replace small n by n plus capital N in the above equation. We will get a cos 2 pi f0. Now small n is going to be replaced by n plus capital N plus theta. Now we will see the expansion of this particular term. We will simplify this one. So this will become a cos 2 pi f0 n plus capital N plus theta. Now cos of 2 pi f0 n plus theta. So we are having a relationship such as a cos 2 pi f0 n plus theta. We need to expand this bracket, a cos 2 pi f0 n plus 2 pi f0 n plus theta. So this becomes a cos 2 pi f0 small n plus 2 pi f0 capital N plus theta. Now as you know, cos of 2 pi f0 n must be an integer, means 2 pi f0 n must be an integer multiple of 2 pi k. If it is an integer multiple of 2 pi k, then only this equation will be equal to a cos 2 pi f0 n plus theta. That means if 2 pi f0 capital N equal to 2 pi k, that is 2 pi will get cancelled, f0 will be equal to k divided by n. That means the signal is periodic if its frequency is rational. Just now we have seen the important condition that frequency must be rational. What is meant by rational? Ratio of two integers. So f0 must be equal to k by n, where both k and n are integers. So this signal is going to be periodic, means what we have done, we will recall the steps. the input signal we took as a cos 2 pi f0 n plus theta. Now we were checking the periodicity. We replaced small n by n plus capital N. So this particular equation became this one. Now this equation must be equal to x of n. If this equation is equal to x of n, that means x of n is equal to x of n plus n. So in order to these two equations to be equal, this 2 pi f0 capital N must be an integer multiple of 2 pi. If it is an integer multiple of 2 pi, then cos of 2 pi plus theta will be equal to cos of theta. That means 2 pi f0 capital N equal to 2 pi k, 2 pi gets cancelled, f0, that is frequency equal to k by n. That means frequency must be rational, then only the signal will be periodic. So that is very important condition for periodicity. If suppose we are having two sequences such as x of n equal to x1 of n plus x2 of n, then how we are going to determine the periodicity? The same case, the frequency of x1 of n must be a rational, that is k1 by n1. Again, the frequency of x2 of n must be a rational, k1 by n2. And in all periodicity will be the ratio of f1 to f2. The ratio of f1 to f2, that is f1 by f2, so that becomes k1 by n1 divided by k1 by n2. So in short, that must be the ratio of n1 by n2. So the resultant signal x of n will be periodic if it is ratio of n1 by n2. And what will be the fundamental period? Fundamental period will be LCM of n1 and n2, that is least common multiple of n1 and n2 will give the fundamental period. So this methodology we will be using when we will solve the numericals. Numericals will be based on calculating the fundamental period. So the important things that you need to remember for calculating the fundamental period is, first one, the frequency must be a rational. Rational means ratio of two integers, for example k by n, if it is a single sequence. If suppose you are having addition of two sequences such as x1 of n plus x2 of n, then fundamental period k1 by n1, k2 by n2, and the period of x of n will be the ratio of n1 by n2, means there must be a rational, and the fundamental period will be LCM of n1 comma n2. So these things we will require for solving the numericals. So that holds true for continuous time signal as well as for discrete time signal. If your signal is a addition of two signals, then rational of x1 of n, rational of x2 of n, resultant will be ratio of n1 by n2. That will be the condition for periodicity, and LCM of n1 and n2 will give you the fundamental period. Now for better understanding, we will solve some numericals. First numerical we will see. First sequence we will consider for discrete time signal as cos of 0.0 0 1 pi of n, and we have to check whether this sequence is periodic. We have to check if it is periodic, then we have to calculate the fundamental period. Now this is the given sequence. So we will use the same condition for periodicity. Now we will solve. Just look at the solution. The given sequence is x of n equal to cos of 0.01 pi of n. So that is, in short, a standard signal cos of omega n. This is the standard cosine signal. Now compare these two equations. After comparison, what is the value of omega? The value of omega is 0.01 pi. 0.01 pi, and omega can be represented as 2 pi f. So 2 pi f equal to 0.01 pi. This pi gets cancelled, and f is equal to 0.01 by 2, or in short, that can be written as 1 by 200. So we have removed this fraction, so the denominator there will be increase of 2 digits. Now observe the frequency. So what was the important condition for periodicity? The frequency must be a rational. The frequency must be a rational means the frequency must be the ratio of two integers. Now it is the ratio of two integers, 1 by 200. 1 is also integer, 200 is also integer. So in short, that is equal to f equal to k by n. Now we came to know that the given sequence is periodic. Now what will be the fundamental period? As we have seen, capital N indicates the fundamental period. So what is capital N? Capital N is 200. So the fundamental period is 200 samples. That means it repeats itself after 200 samples. So this was the basic example for checking periodicity, whether the given sequence is periodic. If it is periodic, then we have to determine what is fundamental period. Accordingly, we can solve continuous time signal numericals also. So this was the case for discrete time signal, that is for a sequence. We need to remember the important condition that frequency must be a rational ratio of two integers. How we solved this one? Given was x of n equal to cos of 0.01 pi n. It is our standard signal cos of omega n. We compared these two equations. Omega was 0.01 pi. What is omega? Angular frequency is 2 pi f. Pi gets cancelled, f comes to be 0.01 by 2, that becomes 1 by 200. That is a rational, means the given sequence is periodic. And finally, the fundamental period comes to be 200 samples. So that was the first numerical on periodicity. Again, we will see some more examples for our better understanding. Second example I am going to consider as x of n equal to cos of 3 pi n, and the question remains same, whether the given sequence is periodic. If it is, determine the fundamental period. So again, cos of 3 pi n, it is standard cos signal, that is cos of omega n. Now compare these two equations and determine the value of omega. What is the value of omega? Omega is 3 pi, and angular frequency is 2 pi f equal to 3 pi. Pi gets cancelled, frequency comes to be 3 pi 2. Now whether it is rational? Yes, it is. because it is the ratio of two integers, that is equal to k by n. Again, the given sequence is periodic, and what is going to be the fundamental period? Capital N. Capital N equal to 2, that is fundamental period, 2 samples. What is the important observation we need to keep in mind? That the frequency must be a rational. We will see some more examples. We will see third example. X of n equal to sine of 3n. Again we have to check periodicity. Again the same condition, that is our standard sine signal, that is sine of omega n. What is the value of omega? Omega is 3. Omega is again equal to 2 pi f equal to 3. F comes to be 3 by 2 pi. Now what is the value of 2 pi? As you know that pi is 3.14. So 2 into 3.14, again that comes to be 3 by 6.28 something. So is this a rational? No, it is. Rational is what? Ratio of two integers. Numerator is integer but denominator is not an integer. Since it is not a rational, that means the given sequence is non-periodic. So that frequency plays a very important role. If it is not a rational, that means that is non-periodic. We will see some complex examples, that is addition of two sequences. We will consider the fourth example as x of n equal to cos of n by 8 into cos of pi into n by 8. Now again this can be expressed as multiplication of two cos signal.